Hi everybody, welcome to the 435 Politics Show. This is where we talk about politics. I'm going to take it a little personal today. I got questions about politics. I actually received this questionnaire just a few minutes ago. I wanted to answer these questions to the best of my knowledge. I promise I will put my hand on the Bible to be as accurate. My hand is on the Bible. To be as accurate as humanly possible and not to tell mistruths. Amen. I do. All that other stuff. Okay, so here we go. And yes, I actually did have my hand on the Bible that you can see on the Scriptures with Scott Show if you check that out on the Scott Show podcast. There you go. Alright, so we'll go right away with this. It's going to be so much fun. There are 18 questions. I'm going to give you my truthful answers as much as I can, and we'll go for it and we'll have fun. Alright. Number 1, do you know politics? Why or why not? Or do you follow politics? Why or why not? Yes, I do. Why? Because it's important for our future. Number 2, is and was politics discussed in your family? Yes, for the most part. When I was a kid, my grandfather was a part of the VFW. He did speak in front of the city council in 1990. 20 years later, I got that same chance. It doesn't take a lot to speak in front of the city council, which is cool. That 20 years difference that I got to speak in front of the city council of Duluth. Are you aware of your parents' political beliefs? Not really. My mom was not really a political type person, and I'm sure that she would have just voted for whoever if she even ever voted. Number 3, have you voted before? Yes, I have. If so, how did you feel? Awesome. If not, are you planning to vote in the future? I still am, and I still vote as much as I can. Why or why not? I just love voting. It's a cool deal, especially when there's a lot of stuff on the ballot. I'll say that. Last time there was only city council and school board. I love when there's a whole bunch of things on the ballot and you can just kind of say, hey, I like this, I don't like that, I like all these different things. There you go. Number 4, have you participated in politics in any way? If not, would you consider being involved in a political party or organization? Now, I did say I was going to, and I put my hand on the Bible. I was part of the DFL here, the Democrats. For, I think, 3 terms, I was on the 7th Senate District Board. And the Duluth DFL, I think I served 2 terms on that, including stints on the State Central Committee. And Joel, who was a guest on this show, he's on the State Executive Committee. He's a important dude, and we think the world of Joel, and he's awesome. So big time shout out to our great buddy Joel. Yes, I have participated in politics. I do plan it in the future. I love politics and being involved in my community. Number 5, in what ways do the politicians in your country do a good job? In what ways are they disappointing? Congress is disappointing in so many ways. They don't get anything done hardly ever. Yeah, it's very difficult to see what Congress does. There's so many of them, 435 people. I'm glad there's so many people, though, because, less people would be less representation and it would suck. But with so many people, you just got to find the right way and not insult or get them all mad. Politicians in my country don't do a good job. I think it's too much party politics and not enough, hey, let's get crap done. If you were to go with my state, I think my state does a pretty good job. I'm not disappointed in my state, especially with Mark Dayton as the governor. Hopefully we'll get a good governor again. And in my city, or my county, I'm not disappointed. In my city, I am a little disappointed in mine, my counselor. I'm also kind of disappointed in certain parts of, like, the people who work for the different politicians. I think that they can do a better job. I'm not going to get into all my dislikes like that. So, there you go. What do people What things do people normally say about politicians? Do you agree or disagree with their ideas? Everyone is going to have a different opinion. I'll just say, Rick Nolan will say something about, mining and hunting and all this other stuff. Do I agree or disagree with what the people have to say? I both, and I agree with the fact that they can say it because it's a free country, and we all have our ways in order to move forward, and I like that. So, in many countries, there are progressive and conservative political forces. Do people naturally divide into those who want change, and those who reject it? I don't think that change is sometimes a bad thing. It's sometimes a good thing, but I don't think people divide into change and no change. I think they divide in how to change and how to make things better. So there you go. Number 9. What social issues divide people in your country? So many. Wow. Poor and rich. I see that the next question is coming up. So, poor and rich is one of the big ones. Men and women. Lately, all men are getting in trouble for any time they've ever touched a woman. It seems like it anyway. Anybody with a little clout is getting in trouble. And they did stupid things, so obviously they deserve to get in trouble. I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit more. But there are so many, just so many. But the one I think about the most is poor and rich, because we deal with social issues like that all the time. But there's lots. And we're going to get into that with the other questions, which is why I really didn't touch on that too much. What economic issues divide people in your country? All of them. I think anytime you have a big country such as the United States, you're always going to have different economic issues that influence politics, including, hey, do we mine over here? Hey, do we open up this car place? Where are the jobs at? Lots of different things, and just it's all over the place. Number 11, does ethnicity and race a factor in the politics of your country? How so? I think that it's a hotbed for politics. I think that, and I'm going to call it out as it is, because I said I was going to be honest. I even put my hand on the Bible. I think sometimes the games that are played within the politics and the political parties sometimes plays a factor into ethnicity or race. I think that sometimes elections play into that. I'm amazed that, we just elected here in Duluth our first Native American woman into the city council, and go Renee. She's awesome. Did that play a part? I don't think that played a big a part in the election, as just the fact that she was a really damn good candidate. And she did all the things she needed to do. So is it a factor? Yes. I still think that you need to be a good candidate in order to be doing things. I think that it's a factor, but it's not the underlining factor. So there you go. But yes, it does play a factor in politics, yes, and when it comes to elections, yes. Is environmentalism an important factor in the politics of your country? Is there a political party that is focused on green issues? Yes, it's called the Green Party. It's funny because this question is just like anything, and it's like in your country. So it's not just based in the United States, which is awesome, and I like questions like that. Environmentalism is huge. We would already be mining with Polymet if environmental people just said, okay, go ahead and mine. But they have a problem with sulfide mining, and I respect that they want things to happen, and they want all the P's and Q's and all this other stuff being cut, and they don't even want it. But I got to give them a shout out for at least saying, hey, get all your P's and Q's in order first. There you go. Yes, environmentalism plays a really important factor in politics in our country, and there is the Green Party. There you go. All right, what role does religion play in the politics of your country? I think it plays a huge part. Christian fundamentalists, they voted resoundingly for Trump. People who, Mormons probably voted resoundingly for Trump. Conservative Christians will vote conservatively. Liberal Christians will vote liberal ways. Ugh, can't even talk. So many great podcasts. Check them all out. But yes, religion plays a huge role in our country. Okay, number 14. In your opinion, what is the most important issue facing our country? I have two. Number 1 is North Korea. And number 2, it's homelessness. I think that homelessness is a number 2 issue because North Korea is throwing missiles at us. But the fact that people are sleeping on the streets every night is an absolute travesty of what we should be in this country. We should be better than that. And the fact that my job is working on a national project to end homelessness and poverty means that it's a big enough issue that it's my job. So, yeah, it's an important issue, so check it out. But, yeah, North Korea, yeah, they're terrible. Number 15, do the politics in another country affect your life in any way? Yes. And I will say that the Canadian politics affects my life because we're talking about pipelines and Lake Superior, where, our water comes from. That's important. So Canadian politics plays a really important part. North Korean politics plays an important part. All of them, because it just matters who they elect and what trade thing they're going to want to get into, and just what they're going to want to get into altogether. Yes, politics in other countries affects everybody's life. There you go. Even Russia. There you go. That's just what it is, folks. Karl von Clausewitz said, war is a continuation of politics by other means. Is war a form of politics, or is politics a form of war? I guess I could take that both ways. War is a form of politics. Hell, there's fights in wars in legislatures where they punch each other. And politics is always a war. Because you never know what's going to happen and after an election. Then you never know what's going to happen with your elected people. Once you elect a whole bunch of people that are like you, then you find the little niches that you don't like about each other. And that we see on our city council here. Number 17, can you be friends with someone who has very different political views from you? Yes, I can. Hello, Eric. I want to give a big shout out to my friend Eric. Good man. And do you have a favorite political leader? What do they do? Oh, God. Favorite political leader? I don't know. I guess one of the coolest political leaders of all time, Congressman Leo Ryan from California, who got shot at Jonestown. He was just, to me, kind of a badass. So, I kind of like that. Favorite political leader, though, that's currently here. Eric Simonson is a cool senator. I'm going to give him a shout out. Eric Simonson, Minnesota State Senator. Personally, I like Rick Nolan, so Rick gets a shout out for me. Rick's a cool guy. Tom Bach. I like Tom Bach. He's a senator from Minnesota. Let's see. Other state. Let's go for other states. Jackie Spear in California. I like her. Kristen Sinema in Arizona. She's cool. Anybody but Roy Moore in Alabama. That's kind of a joke. John Kasich from Ohio. I actually like John Kasich. I think he's an interesting dude. Kind of looking. looking at the map, folks, trying to figure out who else I like. I'm sure there's a lot of them. Yeah, Al Franken from Minnesota. I know he got in trouble. Don't judge. But I like Al Franken. He's good enough. He's smart enough, and doggone it, people like him. Yeah, lots of cool people. I mean, locally, you have to give a shout out to Patrick Boyle, St. Louis County Commissioner. Tommy Ricavina, another St. Louis County Commissioner. Gotta give him a shout out too. On City Council, I want to give a shout out to Noah Hobbs and Zach Filipovich. I already gave a shout out to Renee, but Renee Van Nett, newly elected, give her a shout out too. Awesome people all around. Yeah, and Rosie Leffler Kemp on the school board here in Duluth. Gotta give her a shout out. Jim Payne, Mayor Superior. I like Jim. So yeah, lots of favorite political leaders, both nationally and locally. So yeah, there you go. And you know what? I can't do this without saying hi and all that other stuff to Emily Larson, who's the mayor of Duluth, Minnesota. She's awesome. So yeah, I'll give her a shout out too. All right, so I want to thank you guys for listening to the Scott Show podcast, the 435 Politics channel. We always have fun doing different things on here, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to answer some questions. I'm going to try to do this on a various amount of channels, and it will be fun. So thank you guys, and we'll see you guys here real soon on the Scott Show podcast.